Welcome back to Supremely Black Podcast. This is your host, D Rose. I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. Now, we're back to speak about the Ralph Yarl situation. If you aren't aware, this was the 16-year-old brother that was actually going to pick up his twin siblings. He picked the wrong address and he was later shot 3 times. He thankfully survived those shots, even after he received the headshot, right? He was shot by Mr. Andrew Lester, as you can see to the left in this video. Now, we spoke about what had occurred on the last episode, and I told you all I'm gonna go into the actual specifics of what's going on with the case and how I feel that it will go, how it will go down and what he will claim, right? On a positive note, to start it off, Ralph Yarl is actually doing well. From my understanding, when you look at the information that's on the news, Joe Biden reached out to him and spoke to him for an hour. It seems that he's up and walking. Of course, he has brain trauma due to taking a headshot, right? So that's a blessing. So let's cover that first. I will, in the next episode, talk about the Joe Biden approach. I won't kind of taint this video with that. I'll save that for a separate segment. Okay, so 2 things that you need to know about Kansas City and their laws, right? Missouri, as we talked about, has a stand your ground law, which allows residents to use physical force on another person if they do believe that the force is necessary, right? The state also has a law that states a person does not have a duty to retreat from their home if they believe someone is unlawfully entering, which is, like I mentioned in the previous episode, is the Council Doctrine. Now, these are 2 things that I feel that Andrew Lester will use to either lessen his sentence or not to be charged for what he was doing. From his breakdown of what his story was when he was arrested or turned himself in, Lester told the police that he believed Yarl was attempting to break into his home and only meant to protect himself. That is very key evidence, because really, when you go into a court, since he's been charged, this is what the prosecutors will have, this is what the jury will have, and we don't know how that's going to turn out as of yet, right? So when you think about Kyle Rittenhouse's situation, when you think about George Zimmerman, both of these particular individuals in high-profile cases were able to use the stand your ground law based on them feeling that they were in fear for their life. Now, there's a lot of states that have the stand your ground law, right? So I just think that, it's a very unfortunate situation. And like I said, I think it's a blessing that Mr. Yarl, the young man, is still here. I mean, he's going to have a hell of a story to tell. Mr. Lester made a bond this morning. They only charged him with, his bond was only $200,000, right? So he wasn't charged with attempted murder. So that's why when people, they have some issues and saying, okay, I don't know what's going on, why are they only charged with that? He wasn't charged with attempted murder. So when you look at something like that, he was only charged with first-degree assault and armed criminal action. So he gave them $20,000 and he's free already as of last night. So I'll be keeping you guys updated on this, because I do want to see of how this will turn out. But you just got to think about how senseless this was, because how many times have we knocked on the wrong door and hopefully it wouldn't, lead to this type of situation happening. But then when you also look at it from the opposite end, is that people are nervous and, crime is high. So it's a lot of different factors that go into it, but I'm really wanting to know of how this is actually going to turn out across the board, because like I mentioned in the video, I think that he's going to use those Council Doctrine and the stand your ground to definitely either lessen his charges or beat him. So just stay tuned. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share. Long live CC. I'm out.